Hey guys, how you guys been doing? It's your boys here and welcome back. Now today, ladies and gentlemen, we got a bit of a different setup. Basically this is while it may look very simple, and while it is simple, it actually requires a little bit more patience when compared to my general main layout that I've been doing. So hope you guys are liking the setup. I do kinda enjoy making it. I hope you guys appreciate the efforts that we'll put in this, and I just want to say that the previous video, the showdown video, I've seen some incredible support. Like generally it just blew all my expectations away. Basically the video got like basically every fourth person liked that video. Thank you so much guys, keep up the support. I swear, just seeing all this support going on, I pretty much bypass all the views. I just look at that support, I'm like, that is incredible. Thank you so much guys, keep it up. If we can manage this on Showdown, I'm pretty sure we can manage this on Wi-Fi bells. Not putting any specific numbers, you know, just surprise me I guess. But I do really hope that you guys are liking the setup. So with that being said, today ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a match against OminousAcid, a very cool fellow, a YouTuber that uploads very good content. So I do recommend you guys go check him out after this match is done. But with that being said, you know, basically he switches out to Venusaur turns, basically expect me to be sashed, as well as expecting the Focus Blast most likely. I was expecting him to go for the lead seed, Sleep Powder, that's why I taunt, that's why I put that middle finger right to his face, be like, I don't care what you do. But sadly he does have the knockoff, which is something I don't tend to expect from Venusaur, but I guess it's a feign. I mean, basically anything that learns knockoff, it's a feign nowadays, yes. But anyways, I go for the Destiny Bound. He knows fully well, so he's gonna try to avoid, but that's at least gonna, you know, manage to give me some open areas to go for the Shadow Ball, get some damage in there, and proceed to go from there. So basically I'm a little bit scared of him going for the U-turn, because it will take down Gengar. He is for one at like 1 HP, so anything will take him out. Even, well, Super Fang, am I immune to Super Fang? I can't say, but it's not important. That's so off topic regarding this bell. But this is gonna do. I'm thinking maybe with default, maybe he does not have the U-turn. I do go for the Iron Head, do a considerable amount. I can't seem to tell whether or not this is defensive or special defensive. I could have gone more defensive just because I'm actually heavily invested in attack, my Doublade that is. And I switch out to this, avoiding the Sleep Powder, of course, being part grass type Pokemon that I am. I managed to swiftly avoid that, going for the burn on the switch. Dragalge comes in, which is a Pokemon that I don't tend to face all that often. I do know what they do, but unfortunately he's got T-Spikes, which is another thing they do tend to possess. They sometimes do run Assault Vest, if I'm not mistaken. They can go special. Their base coverage is actually kind of a bit of a tricky one. It's decent, but sometimes it tends to get walled by lots of things. It's a really tricky Pokemon at times, but well, I don't know. Unfortunately, it doesn't learn any fire moves, which would have been incredible in that Pokemon, but still. Gonna switch out to Chandelure, expecting him to do anything else like Lead Seed, Toxic, general, you know, Toxic, not really, but generally anything. Unfortunately, he goes for the knockoff, gets rid of my Air Balloon, which is fine. I'm not seeing Air Balloon being of much use outside of, you know, being immune to the likes of T-Spikes after next time I come in. Still, I go for the attack move. This thing comes in, takes my move incredibly well, but what can I say, Dragalge does possess some incredible special defense. So basically he also reviews me, he's got rest, which means he's a more of a, how should I call this? I would like to call this you know, a wall, but it does damage. So basically I'm gonna call this a tank, a resting tank, probably with Sleep Talk. He does switch out, he doesn't want to mess around too much with this you know, Doublade, basically, because I can also set up the Sword Dance and so forth. Gotta go for that Pursuit, get some damage, expect me to switch out. Great move on his behalf, kinda obvious, but still a great move nevertheless. Switch out to Chandelure. Basically from one bad move on my behalf, I'm gonna go to a really good one. As you guys are gonna see, I'm gonna give him bluffing that I'm invested in speed, while I'm actually not. I'm not even choiced, and that's why I did switch out back before, because I wanted to give him thinking that I'm choiced, because I didn't mix up the moves. And I'm actually a substitute set. Meant, if I'm not mistaken, well, actually this one has it originally had Protect, because it was basically used under Trick Room in doubles. It was a VGC Chandelure, and he could have easily outspeed me and pursued me to death, but he didn't know that. That's why we did avoid that Sucker Punch, burn him, and then afterwards proceed to switch out. Coolest looking Pokemon in the game. Houndoom, ever since Houndoom was introduced to me, Pokemon just got real. Okay guys, I'm sorry, but Hellhounds are the coolest things in hell. the coolest things, just generally the coolest things. I mean, look at him. He's got back, you know, bones there. I mean, he's all covered in bones, and just the dog is incredible looking. So basically, I switch out to Doublade, really hoping that the burn is gonna be enough, and it is. So we managed to take him out without risking too much. That's pretty great. Also trying to avoid any further damage with Houndoom, also going for the protect there. Poison is something I had to exchange. It was a good exchange and worth every effort that was put into that. So Rotom comes in, takes the T-Bolt. I was kind of hoping Earth Power, but then again I do have 2 Levitate Pokemon. Also my Gengar is still there standing, so he's probably not gonna be playing that game, and he didn't. He's much smarter than that. Unfortunately, he does crit me, and I don't know how big that is. Basically, we are kind of middle of the game. Anything can happen at this point. I switch out to Doublade. He's gonna go for the rest. I'm thinking maybe he doesn't have Sleep Dog, but he does have it, as he's gonna try to pull on some shenanigans. He goes for the T-Spikes. T-Spikes are fine. Doublade can definitely handle this. Looking at his team, I'm just gonna attack or I'm gonna set up. I'm thinking he's probably gonna switch out. I believe this is the time I do decide to set up. Because the previous time he did switch out to Venusaur, but Venusaur is starting to get a little bit damaged, you know. He's not at reasonable amount where he's just gonna be keep on switching it with Unhit involved. It's gonna be doing too much, plus I do have the Shadow Sneak priority afterwards. So he does switch out to Crobat, probably to be a Death Hour at this point. I'm thinking maybe this is a perfect setup for me to go for the +6. I'm not kidding. I kind of thought he's got Taunt, because he did review the defog, which also applied that his Nidoqueen does not have the Stealth Rocks. So that is a very good information there very early on, because his Nidoqueen not having the Stealth Rocks probably means that he's running a HP investment and special attack investment, but not much into defense. So I'm thinking maybe with +6 I can manage to pull through, but then again Nidoqueen does possess still some incredible bulk, and with max HP that's most likely not gonna happen. And I do highly doubt his Nidoqueen is invested in speed. Maybe even Assault Vest for all I know. These things could have been incredible Assault Vest users. Go for the Shadow Sneak. Unfortunately, do around 78% to 80. That's gonna be, you know, a little bit short to our killing range, and that also means he's gonna take us out with the T-Bolt without a doubt. I switch out to Rotom. I actually am a little bit scared of this possibly being Scarf, just the way he go for the T-Bolt and now switching out. But then again, what does he have to lose? He may as well preserve it. Go for the Shadow Ball, get a special defense, you know, special defense decrease there. Go for another Shadow Ball, and you guys will not believe, I get another special defense decrease. This is quite incredible. I believe it's 20%, isn't it? But to get it twice, it's yeah, it's definitely something to marvel upon. So basically, he unfortunately gets the rest. I'm incredibly lucky in this case. This is quite insane. Go for the Shadow Ball again, and unfortunately managed to fail short. He does manage to survive. I had a feeling, plus I thought that's a max damage there. I didn't think I'm gonna do that much, even with -2. You know, guys, you know how bulky Dragalge is, and you guys have seen how well that took the previous T-Bolts there. But we managed to take it out. Venom Shock did not take us out because we're Levitate, we're not poisoned. Venom Shock with a combination of T-Spikes is actually quite an incredible, powerful move. Always you know, consider in using when using such set. But gonna need to switch out to my Gourgeist. Unfortunately, this is a problem because Hydreigon is a threat towards most of my Pokemon. So I'm gonna need to watch out. I'm gonna need to sack something. Gengar does have the Destiny Bound, but the problem is Hydreigon could potentially be Scarf, or this could potentially be Scarf, but he switches out to Nidoqueen, which kind of applies that he is in Scarf. Maybe Life Orb, maybe Assault Vest, I cannot tell. Well, I'm kind of familiar with Nidoqueen. I'm not too familiar with Nidoqueen's damage output, so maybe I'm a little bit off. I'm probably a little bit off, probably Life Orb. But anyways, Draco Meteor coming in. He does outspeed me, and I'm max speed, which does apply that he is indeed Choice Scarf, which kind of does tell me that this is going to be a struggle, ladies and gentlemen. Whether or not he is plus speed nature, I got T-Wave Scarf, ladies and gentlemen. T-Wave Scarf. You have not seen anything crazier than this. Well, this is something else. I do have Trick, T-Wave, Shadow Ball, and I believe I got Volt Switch on it as well. But just in case, I go for the T-Wave. He switches out, fearing some shenanigans, maybe even fearing the miss with Draco Meteor. I believe that was pretty much the case. Then again, Rotom cannot really touch it. But if I did manage to paralyze his Hydreigon, that means the Gengar can Destiny Bound it to death. So basically, unfortunately, I'm gonna need to sack Gengar. At this point, I'm one member too short to sacrifice, and this is a problem because that pretty much means that I cannot handle Hydreigon. So he does get paralyzed, so I guess T-Wave in a way did kind of work out. I could have Shadow Ball and take down the Venusaur on the switch, but I really did not expect him to switch out. And that's pretty much gonna come down to his last Pokemon, his Hydreigon, and he's gonna reveal that he has plus speed nature as well as Scarf, for it did outspeed my Rotom, and that's gonna be the game for today. So great game, OminousAcid. Guys, go check him out. I will leave his Twitter, I will leave his YouTube channel in the description. Great content, great guy, you know, worth a check, worth your time and efforts. Also, before I end this video, I just want to give a shout out to his site. You know, basically, if you got a channel but you're basically not all that good in practicing on Photoshop or basically having any practice regarding those, and you want your channel to be a little bit more fancy, a little bit more stylish, then I do recommend you guys go check out Anima's store site and you know, get in contact with her. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be more than happy to lend you a hand in that direction. Just basically layouts, banners, all you want, them fancy channels. If you want your channel fancy, go there. It is really motivating. I feel like that's why I gave her a shout out. You know, she didn't ask for this, but I feel like all the things I'm seeing, just looking at it, it really does motivate a person. Even I am starting to really get interested in this graphical designs, and I'm actually looking at tutorials nowadays. You know, it's really intriguing. Plus, I do love using Photoshop. It's like my little passion I got. Not to mention that if you guys have seen the layout, there was this one thing that you may have spotted, Houndoom getting poisoned, and it wasn't necessary for me to put the poison into it, but those are the little touches that I have to do, you know. Even if it wasn't necessary, or something like Gourgeist getting poisoned and dying, I could have easily skipped the poison part and just let it die in the animation, you know, in the changes. I'm like that, you know. I can't seem to bypass all these small things. I feel like it's not complete. I feel like the whole design is not complete after that. You know, I tend to be like that. I tend to put all those minor things into it, and yeah, that make it that way. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for your time, and if you did enjoy the layout, enjoy everything, be sure to give a like. It really does mean a lot, all the support, greatly appreciated, guys. Keep it up, keep it strong. And also, I don't really have any questions for today. Question of the day is, maybe I could ask, no, we're just gonna leave it. You know, the video is already long as it is. Go check out her little store there. You know, just go there and do things and make stuff fancy. But yeah, that's it for me today. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching again, and until next time, take care, peace.